Hey guys, I just wanted to do a quick what I have been reading. Hopefully, I remember things about these books because it's been a very long time. So the first thing I have is McSweeney's number 6. We now know who. Um, see, I don't even really remember anything about this. This is a literary journal, and this one was fun. Came with a CD that you're supposed to listen to while you're watching, or while you're reading. I will say that I think that worked better for some pieces than for other pieces. For the text, it's kind of hard. So I mean, I like listening to music while I'm reading, but I do that mostly so I can drown out extraneous noises and so I can just focus on my reading. But if I'm listening to a track that I know is created specifically for a piece, then I'm like, oh, okay, I need to listen and pay attention to the lyrics so I understand how it relates to the piece, but I can't do that while I'm reading also. So it was there are some parts where I would have to listen. I would listen to the music and listen to the lyrics and then listen and then read the piece and then re-listen to it because it was just a little bit too confusing. But the ones that were just illustrations and drawings, those were really good. I do feel like at the start of this, I felt like it was trying a little bit too hard to be cool and hip, which is kind of lame. And there are some pieces that were extremely difficult to read. I think this one was very, very difficult for me to read for some reason. But there were some that were phenomenal. And let me see if I can find. So there's some that are like that are just basically art. I think this one is this guy was collecting postcards for whatever, and that was really cool. I also really liked this one. This one is called 99 Blue Rocks, and a woman illustrated just rocks. I don't know why, it's really soothing to me. There's one that was just so wild though. This guy put a pen in the back of his truck. He was going around with art, and I think he was on the way back, and he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna hang water bottles with pencils on the end of it." And so this is a picture of the setup of the inside of the truck. And then the pieces looked like this and I think those are beautiful. I think those are absolutely gorgeous. I wish I could remember more about the actual writing. There are some that were really good, though, I promise. I just can't really quite remember. So that's embarrassing, but I'll go back and revisit this in the future. So that was good. I think I gave that 3 stars, maybe 3.5. And then I read Jesus' Son by Dennis Johnson. I thought this was amazing. Classic terrible person type book that I love. Well, it's short stories, but I guess they're all short stories that have to do with the same person. Again, though, I don't really quite remember. I think I've been just, kind of in a funk, so that's embarrassing that I don't remember much about this either, but I do remember enjoying it a lot at the time. I think I gave it 4 stars. Probably it's more of a 3.5 based on how well I retained the information in this book. Then I read Born by Jeff Vandermeer. I just talked about this, hopefully in a video that you're going to see before this. So I'm just not going to talk about it anymore. And so I think those are, okay. I think those are all the things that I finished last month. And then I read so far this month, Hyperbole and a Half by Ali Brosh. I thought this was phenomenal. This was so funny. I read this while I was cleaning out my dad's house, which was nice because it was just so funny. My favorite thing about this was the story called Dinosaurs, the goose story. And in this story, basically, she has a goose that enters her house. And so I'm reading this, and these are supposed to be true stories. And while I'm reading it, I'm like, wait, maybe this isn't a true story situation. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I misunderstood what this book was about. And then at the very end, she says that she knew that one day she would be writing this down and she needed to like record it so that people would believe her. And so she took video of it, but since she can't do video in the book, she took screenshots of the video and put it at the back of the story, which I thought was hilarious because she read my mind so well. There's too many instances in this book where I relate 100%, and I'm just like, just too many. This was so funny. I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. Hilarious, good time. Then I finished Kiss of the Spider Woman by Manuel Puig. I'm doing that thing Valerie hates. I have no idea how to pronounce that last name. But I will tell you, it was translated by Thomas Colchi. So that's fun. This was really, really good. I gave this 4 out of 5 stars too. I'm pretty sure if not, I need to go change that because it deserves at least 4 out of 5 stars. This is the story of two gentlemen who are basically stuck in a prison cell together. And yeah, they just are talking to each other the whole book. There's a couple of parts where it's not just straight dialogue, but for the most part, this entire book is just dialogue between the two of them back and forth. There's no quotation marks. There doesn't really need to be because everything is what's coming out of people's mouths. But I feel like some people are kind of like picky about, punctuation and shit like that. So this is just, it's hard. That's hard because, so it's just like a dash and then it, just goes through. There's no heat, like, Manuel said and Valentine said, or not Manuel, what's his name? Molina. I said Manuel because his name is Manuel. My bad. So it doesn't say like Molina said and, Valentine said, because the whole book is dialogue and that would be annoying as hell. So you just kind of have to figure out which one is which, but don't worry, you'll figure it out. A lot of the story too, which is really nice, is Molina telling Valentine like movie plots just to kind of like make the time pass and stuff. And they develop like a nice relationship, which is, they're stuck together. I will say this is like mildly graphic, like in a gross nature. One of the characters gets kind of sick at some point. So if you don't like reading about bodily functions, I guess you could probably skip those 10 pages, but that is a thing that happens. There's also a ton of footnotes. And I think they're hilarious, but they are kind of dry. So one of the characters, Molina, is gay, and there's a lot of footnotes about like homosexuality, not homosexuality, but like theories on homosexuality. So like, oh, like da da da, like there were 3 theories as to why someone becomes a homosexual. Oh, because da 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 and da da da, and Freud said and blah da da. So it's very interesting because you're getting a snapshot of like a snapshot, a snapshot of what we thought at a certain time about gay people, but it's also like, okay. And I feel like I forget what the part is, but there's like one kind of like one bit when it's talking about this, and it says that gay men, like when they're kids, they relate more to their mother than to their father or something like that. But then it's like, then why aren't little girls who hang out with their moms all the time lesbians? Like that theory makes no sense if you like broaden it just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But whatever. So they had to come up with their theories to try to like, make their brains not, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? If people don't understand something, they try to justify it in their worldview, like in their scope of knowledge of what they understand. I think that makes sense, but I'm not sure. Anyway, so those bits were fine, but they were a little dry. But you could probably just skip them if you don't want to. I think that they're really interesting, though. I giggled quite a bit. So yeah, I thought that was really good. I really recommend this. I thought it was really good. And then the next sad thing is Diary of an Oxygen Thief by Anonymous. I DNF'd the crap out of this. I think I only read 25 pages of this and DNF'd it, which I think is a record for me. But Jake just got home. Jake, I'm filming a video. Hold on 1 second. Oh gosh. I'm filming a video. Can you hold on 1 second? I'm sorry. Okay, can you just give it to me?
So frustrating.
I know.
I'm the worst person.
Shut up, please. Oh
I love you.
I love you too.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, go. Okay. So the next book that I already said that I DNF'd this, and what's it called? Yeah. Oh, I'm so disappointed. I went when I was cleaning out my dad's house. I um went to Barnes and Noble, which is ridiculous because I mailed myself 8 boxes of books. People, 8 boxes of books. But anyways, before I knew that I was gonna do that, I went to Barnes and Noble and I bought. They have the 2 for 3 or 3 for 2 deal. And so I got the Hyperbole and a Half, and then I got this, and then another book that I will show you in just a second. But anyways, so I opened this, and it like really appealed to me. And then I read the first sentence, which is I liked hurting girls. And then mentally, not physically, I never hit a girl in my life. Well, once, but that was a mistake. So I don't know. It started off like, oh, typical like asshole narrator, like misogynist, piece of garbage type person, which is, I like reading those kinds of books. I will be 100% honest. But there was something about this writing that just like really rubbed me the wrong way. Like, I just don't think it was well written. And I don't know. I feel like I would have loved this book when I was like 17, 18. Like, oh yeah, it's so cool and subversive. This guy's really a jerk and da da da, and he's having sex and blah blah blah. Like it's like that, like but I'm an adult and I really don't have time to deal with that right now. Okay, I need to read some actually good books. So I DNF'd this. It's sad. Uh, most of the time when I cover by, it's always right, but this time it was not right. And I was thinking like, oh, could I have saved myself if I had gone on Goodreads and read reviews? So I like looked at the reviews on Goodreads, and there's basically like 5 stars and 1 stars. That's like it. And all of the 1 stars are like, this guy's such a jerk, da 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 da. So no, I would have not been saved if I looked at Goodreads because that would have enticed me and made me want to read it. And also, I'm annoyed at people who rate things poorly because the character's a jerk. That's not a reason to give something a 1 star, okay? I guess I shouldn't say that. I take that back. We have all the right. I give things a 1 star, or I DNF things if they're like floofy, happy things. So whatever. I take back what I said. I apologize. Look at me. I'm already back to crazy, guys, so don't worry. I'm currently reading Jailbird by Kurt Vonnegut. Hopefully I will read this today. I'm super behind on my reading. I wanted to do like a mid-year update, which I might still do, but since I'm posting 2 videos in one day, I'll probably wait until later in the week to do that. And I just wanted to, since I have you, just talk about the books that I have acquired, since I filmed last or did it last book haul. So I got The Days of Abandonment by Elena Ferrante, and this one is, I don't know why I'm looking, it's Anne Goldstein, translated by Anne Goldstein. Night by Ellie Weissel. Sorry. And this one is translated by Marian Weissel. Interesting. Maybe a daughter or something. I don't know. I got In a Dark, Dark Wood by Ruth Ware. And then my indispensable book came to, which is Stephen Florida by Gabe Habash, which is that. And then this one came with an arc of The Doll's Alphabet by Kamila Grudova. And this one is on sale on October 17th. So I don't know why I'm checking to make sure it's not translated. Anyways, so that was my long video. Sorry guys. Let me know if you have any thoughts on the books that I have read. Yeah, if I was going to recommend any of the books here, it would be Kiss of the Spider Woman. Oh, which I forgot to mention. Someone recommended to me in my translated, my video that I asked for translated books in. So I will link that video below too if you want more translation recommendations, because lots of people had lots of great stuff to say. Bye everyone. Hope you're having a great day.